Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 99 of the Seezus Show. It's your boy, Sir Seezus. Happy New Year's. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have set forth your New Year's resolutions, and it can literally only get up from here. Go up from here, rather. I know 2020 was, a pretty tough time for every single individual, but like I said, hopefully 2020 has fueled us to have a great 2021, man. So I'm just excited to get this new episode out to you guys. And I appreciate all the love and support that you guys are constantly showing on a weekly, bi-weekly basis as well, too. So much love from that end as well, too. But before we get into today's hottest topics, I'd like to rehash episode 98. So on episode 98 of the Seezus Show, it was your boy, Sir Seezus, and my co-host, TradeXXIV, and we discussed our NBA preseason predictions and what to expect leading into the NBA upcoming season. Season has been nothing but flat out sensational, and I'm so excited for what the future has to hold. I know it's only been about 5-6 games for each and every single team, but it's literally only going to go up from here as well, too. This is the most talent we've seen, from the East and the West as well, too. And I think, like I said, we're on to something special as well, too. So without further ado, I really want to get into today's hottest topics. But more importantly, make sure to subscribe on all forms of social media at The Seezus Show, at Sir Seezus, and at Trey Day XXIV as well, too. Unfortunately, Trey Day is busy. Couldn't be with us today to start off the new year, but I do have two special guests that are very knowledgeable about the game. We got my boy Julius Evans, and we got my brother Daryle Sharpe as well, too. So let's make some noise for those two guests. Let's get it.
It's good to see how you living.
Man,
Boy, Ju.
I'm good. You haven't been on the pod in such a long time, so I wanted to start the
I
New Year's
missed it.
off. Yeah, I want to start the New Year's off with both of you guys. I'm mad Zach couldn't make it, but he'll be back. He'll be back for sure. What you been up to, Daryle?
Man, chilling COVID. The crib, chilling. Call of Duty. You know the vibes.
Hey.
Yeah, man. I was on the East Coast. I'm mad I didn't get to come to. I thought I was gonna come to DC and eventually try to make my way to June Warren. I want to check out the crib.
I know, man.
Probably next time, man. But I don't miss the cold at all, bro.
Gotta put you on to this Baltimore food, yo.
That's the best in the DMV. The best in the DMV.
Easily.
Okay. Hey, Richmond.
Blue
Richmond
Moon, you know about it, though.
Yeah. Blue Moon Cafe is fire. I still tell Drew about that joint. Like, that was probably one of the best days I've ever had. We went to Blue Moon Cafe, then we went to the aquarium, and then we went to like that little, what's the Arbor or whatever?
Yeah, the Arbor.
So yeah, that shit was fire. So
yeah, bro. Baltimore nice, man. There. Slept on.
Okay. Hey, that's where the Wire originated, right?
Yeah, we ain't living that rough though. Snoop not about to put me out in the fucking vacancy. Yeah.
What's y'all New Year's resolutions, man?
Make sure I tap in more with family for real. That's about it.
What about you, G?
Yeah, like D said, I need to call my grandparents more often.
I
definitely got to hit the gym more. Well, work out more. The gym's closed. I'm trying to order like a Peloton or one of those stationary bikes for some cardio.
What you call it? See, one of your homies, he posted on the gram. Them joints cost, I think, like $800 or something like.
And I was like 18.
1,800 for those bikes.
Plus, you got to pay $40 a month for like the membership.
Damn.
They be taxing, bro.
With a bike in your crib?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, yo. Nah, I'm good off that, bro. Yeah, our gyms probably not gonna be open up till like the summertime, bro. Like, we just have outdoor gyms that are open. I think they're closed again, so I ended up just buying weights myself. I bought like a bench, I bought a mat and everything, bro.
Ooh.
So
how's your bench? Like, you could store it easily?
So Daryle gave me an idea. I'm just gonna probably put it on my balcony, and then whenever I'm about to use it, wipe it down and use it and whatnot. But I can also put it in my closet and hang it up. So we'll see. It's supposed to come in tomorrow. Same with the mat. Both tomorrow and Tuesday. So I'm excited for that because I haven't really worked out with like weights or anything since I moved here. So end of August. And then once I came back home for
Sheesh.
like 12 days, I was working out with Avian and Daryle like every day. So I was like, yo, I kind of want to keep this routine. But to go back to
Can't
the
work out with
question,
Avian, bro.
Yeah, that nigga different, bro.
yeah.
That nigga different.
Well, he
I mean,
curling like 100 pounds.
He
he an
probably
athlete,
doing. He
bro.
doing. Then he got mad when I ain't feel like doing it.
Yeah, he gets on you too. Like if you ain't doing nothing, you know how he be. Just curse you out. Yeah, you on my shit. So
I feel like the only person who can go in that gym with him is Warren.
Biggs.
Him and
yeah,
Warren would be good.
yeah, bruh. That that jump was lit though. But for New Year's resolution, man, to continue to make content, to book some roles via commercials or shorts or full features or a TV show pilot or whatnot. And like I said, just keep the family and friends close, empower people, and just love and spread love. Like that's
Facts.
it for me for sure. So
Facts.
we'll see how
And
all that
Vinny.
go, man. I'm trying to be that Vinny face. Live up to the hype for sure, for sure. But are you guys ready for the hottest topics for today?
You already know what
Yes,
time it is.
sir.
All right. So first thing I want to address is Kevin Durant, man. I mean, obviously the season's been hot in general. You can actually argue now that the East has gotten much stronger. There's probably at least 9 to 10 teams I don't mind watching from the Eastern Conference if there's a game on as well too. So I've been really enjoying the NBA in its entirety. And obviously because of COVID, you start to notice that teams are, when they have like not like a back-to-back game, but when they have another game on their schedule, they're kind of knocking out that same team. I guess because of the COVID restrictions and whatnot. No one's really violated anything like that. I mean, I probably heard of like Michael Porter Jr., obviously the whole John Wall and Boogie Cousins situation. But aside from that, everyone seems to be disciplined enough to actually make everything work, and you don't want to really, lose out on your checks and whatnot. So, or spread the virus and put other people's in risk as well too. But I like everything that I've been seeing so far. But what I'm most shocked by, some people said they're not really surprised, but I mean, after you coming off an Achilles injury, bruh, like that shit is
Different. He
crazy,
different.
bruh.
Yeah.
Like
He different.
I saw him in the preseason. I was like, all right, well, I mean, it's just the preseason. Motherfuckers ain't really going that hard like that. But the fact that he was able to just pick up right where he left off at is crazy. So with just the 5 games he's played, he's rest 1 back to back. They're going to be cautious with that. He's averaging 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 50% from the field, 50% from 3, 90% free throw line. And it
That's
has a
crazy,
PER
bro.
of 28.3, bruh. Yeah, like I said, that's just shocking. But I'm curious to hear you guys' opinions on KD's return and what are your expectations for him this year?
You want to go first, D?
I got well, first thing first, if he's healthy, the Warriors 3-peat. Is that simple.
Yeah, I was capping.
It's that
Hard.
it's
If
that
he
simple.
healthy, the Kawhi
They
Over in
eliminated.
5, bro.
it's over.
The
Maybe
series
4.
over in 5.
Maybe 4.
But I think it's been a blessing, the 18 months. I think having that extended period to just recoup and just train, I think been a blessing. He's 3rd in the NBA in scoring after missing 18 months of basketball. And I think the expectation for them is to make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think to me, a successful season for them is to make the ECF, period. I think all the drama that happened this summer between Kyrie and LeBron, KD and LeBron, I think people want to see that matchup, KD versus LeBron in the NBA Finals, kind of evenly set teams and see them two go out and hoop. I'll give the Lakers the upper hand, but I feel like people want to see that. People want to see it. What you think?
Well, we talking
Yeah, I
about
mean,
we talking
like,
about KD, but go ahead.
yeah. I mean, KD, but I didn't expect him to look how he looked before the injury. Like, I didn't think he could move that well. I didn't think he
Yeah.
would get to a spot, especially off the dribble as well. I feel like he's been playing solid defense. Outside of the Celtics and Warriors, I haven't watched too much of them. But I mean, the 2 games I did see, KD looked Looked like
He
back.
looked like that dude.
I mean, it looked like he never got an Achilles injury, and I hope whoever did his surgery did Clay's too, because I'm gonna need that boy to come back like that.
Yeah, bro. And I think what I was most worried about was, obviously it's only been 5 games, so can he maintain this level of durability?
Yeah.
And then also, what was he gonna look like on the defensive end? He looked like he'd be locked in on the defensive end as well too. I was talking to Daryle, like when they were playing the Celtics, there was, I think, a couple possessions back and forth when he was guarding Jason Tatum. And it's like KD's so skilled offensively. He's seen every sort of move that he kind of knew exactly what the hell he was doing. So, but also when he's 7 feet, like, damn.
Yeah, and I feel like low-key the most important thing in terms of coming off those Achilles injuries, it doesn't seem like he's like scared of having his Achilles pop again. Like he's just playing like he's been playing forever.
Yep.
Like there's no fear,
Mm-hmm.
which is dope. I mean, I hope like you said, I hope his durability maintains, and I hope he remains healthy the rest of his career, because that boy's special.
He's special, man.
I hated to see him go, but
he's special, man.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
So last year, the whole topic when the Warriors got dismantled and whatnot, it's the new era of the dynamic duo. So we had Porzingis and we had Luka, we had Kawhi, we had PG, we had LeBron, we had AD, we got Jokic, we got Murray, we got X, Y, and Z. Out of all these dynamic duos, I'll have to say that the most dominant, just because of their numbers, where they finished in the Western Conference Finals and then win the championship, I have to go to the Lakers. But most exciting, I'd have to go with KD and Kyrie Irving as well too.
Yeah.
Kyrie also played 5 games as well, and even though KD's putting up those numbers, Kyrie's putting up 26, 5, and 6. He's shooting almost 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and he's still at 100% from the free throw line as well too. Do you guys agree that they're the most exciting duo to watch as of right now?
Outside of Stephen Wiggins? Yeah, I mean, easily, and they both buckets. And I mean, also like Kyrie himself. I mean, off the dribble, layup package, like he exciting on his own, and his KD, he a bucket as well. I mean, they both got that isolating game, so they're not boring to watch. They both like exciting as hell to watch on their own. I'm together.
I'm gonna go with, and they still on the come up. I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Stick to the topic.
But no dynamic duos, right?
Well, I was talking about KD and Kyrie, but we're gonna get to Tatum and Brown and whatnot.
I still can't put KD and Kyrie over Anthony Davis and LeBron.
I just said most exciting.
Exciting? Okay.
Most exciting, not most dominant.
I still got to go with Anthony Davis and LeBron.
I don't know. I don't really get excited when I'm like, I don't know if it's just because of they kind of boring to watch.
No, I mean, but you got to think Anthony Davis is shooting threes now. Step back, side step. He's 6'11", really changing the way.
But also, I guess right now too, the Lakers seem like they just chilling until later on in the season. They're not really trying.
LeBron got a triple-double last game, and Anthony Davis scored 36 and 11 rebounds. That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They chilling.
Yeah, they chilling. We ain't worried about that. And maybe I'm kind of taking them for granted right now, but like I said, from just a pure excitement standpoint, the oohs and the ahs is KD and Kyrie, like by far, bruh. By far, for sure. And it's sticking on to the Nets as well, too. So, obviously, you guys said, or at least Daryle said that their expectations is to get to the conference finals. Spencer Dinwiddie went down, and he has a partially torn ACL. I didn't even know he tore his other ACL back when he was in college, and now he tore his other one a couple of days ago as well, too. But Dinwiddie seemed like he was on the cusp of kind of getting back into rhythm. It felt like he was really trying to adjust to playing with those two reinserted back into the lineup as well too. But that was basically your floor general right there as well. And he kind of allowed Kyrie to be Kyrie as well. I'm curious to hear what are you guys' thoughts on Dinwiddie's loss, and what does that do for the Nets moving forward? Do you think they look to pick up someone by the trade deadline that gets bought out with their contract, or look to make a slight little trade? Do they have enough to get to the Eastern Conference Finals with Dinwiddie going down as well too?
I mean, even before this season, I feel like they needed either trade LeVert or Dinwiddie, just because there was just too many ball handlers. I don't think it was necessarily a good fit. But like you said, Spencer coming into the season never really got a feel on where he really fit in with KD and Kai, so he never even got in, a smooth rhythm or anything before he got hurt, which is unfortunate. So yeah, I really think they just needed a 3-and-D. LeVert needs to figure out how to play off the bench and run that second unit. But I mean, still currently constructed, they should easily get to the conference finals. But I mean, really, the biggest fault right now is defense. To be honest, like you got KD and Kai, you got enough scoring power.
Yeah,
you got Joe Harris threes. You got LeVert off the bench, and you got Allen and Jordan for the lob threats. So really, just need maybe another 3-and-D wing. Someone like Barnes.
I think it'd be good. That'd be tough.
Tar Heel.
That'd be tough. I've been advocating.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah, I've been advocating for PJ Tucker.
Yeah, someone like that, and they good. I mean, I think obviously, and it also sucks with Spence. I think he was in his contract year too, so hopefully he don't lose out no bread.
Didn't he do like a GoFundMe or whatever? And like, if you got to raise enough money, I guess you could decide by majority vote on what team you should sign with or something like that. He's done it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see where he's gonna go. They'll probably try to re-sign him.
Yeah,
but that's a pretty huge blow. I mean, that's a starter.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, are we really shocked?
That they should look to get is Isaiah Thomas. I said Isaiah Thomas coming off the bench on the 6th unit could kind of really help LeVert take away some of the ball handling from LeVert and let him go back to his natural position. I think that would be dope. IT can hoop. IT's been in the playoffs. He's a proven winner. I think he would be good.
That was years ago. Them hips, boy, that ain't no joke.
Nah, I'm good off that, bro. They're like we said, they're big. Their Achilles heel right now is their defense, and they don't need that nigga. Nah, we could. He fucked up though. He shouldn't have played and got that bag, bro. But that's his. Decision.
Y'all shit on Danny. The nigga made a proper decision.
Nah, heck yeah, that's just crazy. But yeah, so I mean, are we really surprised that their defense is this bad when they got the Phoenix Suns who basically roster/coaching staff? Like, is there a way that they can change up their defensive philosophy aside from getting, like you said, a 3-and-D player? You think?
Yeah. Well, first I think they. Go ahead, Ju.
No, you got it.
I think they should start Jared Allen instead of DeAndre Jordan. I think they have to do that. I think Kevin Durant, and now they added TLC to the starting lineup. I think they have to crash the boards more because they get killed in the paint. I think they lead the NBA in points given up in the paint. And I think a lot of that is because DeAndre Jordan isn't mobile as he once was, so he can't do a lot of the stuff that he could do. I think you got to start Jared Allen now because he has to get used to playing with that starting lineup because he's going to be the starter at the end of the season, in my opinion.
It was kind of weird because, like, Steve Nash basically said, like, we know that – he said we basically know that Allen's better, but basically because KD boys with DeAndre Jordan go start him. I was like, what? Just start the better player.
I mean, DJ got Kai and KD together, so you got to start that.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I see DeAndre of old, and then sometimes I'm like, yeah, you don't look as good as you used to be, so.
He's still kind of balanced, though. But
yeah, he is.
I mean, also, when you look at the personnel, especially when Spencer was in that starting lineup, it was, Spence, Joe Harris, KD at that 2, 3, and 4. So it's just like, do you expect them to be that good of a defensive team?
Yeah, for
especially with KD coming off of Achilles, and you don't know how well he's going to move. Like they play Lakers and they got AD at the 4. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious to see that KD AD matchup for sure.
It's what they gonna guard each other.
You got to.
Well, that's gonna be tough.
AD going for 40.
KD going for 42.
I think Nets make a trade though. Before the trade, I think the Nets gonna make a trade for sure.
They got to.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I was telling Drew and Zach the other day. I was like, "Damn, if I knew Dinwiddie was going down, I would have probably just got James Harden and figured together." They fucked up.
I'd rather have 3 superstars than whoever the fuck else on my team.
Yeah, you can always fill out the roster. Bro. You can always fill out the roster, bro. That should have been deadly, but oh well. Moving on to the next topic, John Wall is another person who suffered an Achilles injury, among other injuries as well too, and he hasn't played in damn near 2 years. And obviously he debuted in the preseason, looked pretty well, but I was curious to see how he was going to pan out. So he's only played 2 games so far, but he's been playing very well. 25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, and shooting 80% from the field and 46% from the field goal. So that's been very, very promising as well too. It just seems like yesterday he was just on what was it, All the Smoke podcast, and he was saying this is the best he's ever felt as well too, because he's always played through pain and whatnot. So his jump shot does look improved as well too. He still looks very fast and explosive. And I just like, his game and what he brings to the Houston Rockets as well too. What are your thoughts on John Wall's comeback as well too?
And after living in DC, I probably was in DC before John got to the Wizards.
It was crazy.
So like seeing that boy get traded, man, that shit kind of hurt, yo.
Yeah, it did hurt.
I ain't like it. Even though Russ is Russ, but
yeah.
Was DC, John was the Wizards, bro. I don't like how they traded him like that.
Especially
because he was gone for 2 years. He was saying he was gonna be healthy.
Yeah,
like, I wanted to see him. I want to see him with this team, with Bill, with Denny, with Rui coming back for a second year, to see what they could do. I mean, I feel like they would have been a playoff team for sure. And Bill and Wall were kind of good for one another, but I'm not surprised seeing them 1-5, 1-4, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, they kind of do that to him. So I mean, Russ is cool, but he I don't think he's good as Wall, to be honest, especially a healthy Wall.
Yeah.
In terms of like having an impact on winning. In terms of like having an impact on winning, I mean, Russ puts up stats. He'll get a triple double, but they gonna lose with the triple doubles.
But it's crazy too, because when KD went to the Warriors, it seemed like whenever he put a triple double up, that was the only time they won. And when KD left, you can put anybody basically on that roster with Russ. Obviously, it was just 1 year without. I think he had Oladipo that 1 year. Then after that, he got PG and Melo, and then he had PG another year. And then obviously it was on Houston. But he's made the playoffs every single year. Do you just think he doesn't have that effect on winning anymore? And why? I know we're jumping towers, but they kind of are parallel. The Rockets with Wall and Russell Westbrook with the Wizards and whatnot, but what do you think it is? Like, why have they only won 1 game and that game happens to be without Russell Westbrook?
Yeah. So I'm gonna say what you said first. I'm sad that John Wall didn't have an opportunity to play in DC one time. I think that's kind of effed up by management, and I think Russell Westbrook is older. He's never been a great mid-range shooter. And I think John Wall is a better point guard than Russell Westbrook, right? And I think with Russell Westbrook, like you said, he fills up the stat sheet. He gets you rebound, he gets you assists, he gets you points. But how effective are those points and assists that he's getting, right? I think him not being in that lineup and the reason they won is you probably have better shooting. Like if you look at the percentage from the point guard who started that game, he probably shot better than Russell Westbrook. Look at what John Wall. Yeah, they played the Wolves, so that's also a thing too. And John Wall looked like he's shooting well. He's shooting well from the field.
You say he worked on it. I mean, it's probably a little better, but he ain't like game
it's gonna be streaky. He's gonna have those games where when he makes his threes, he looks like damn, they're one of the best players in the league. But
at least now he's definitely. I would say confidently he's a better shooter than Russ. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know
for
what
sure.
happened. Russ used to be a great
A slight mid-range
mid-range
shooter,
I
bro.
don't know what
I
happened.
think even his free throws
And his finishing at the
dropped
rim,
off.
too.
Yeah. He used to look
Getting
athletic.
older.
But the thing is, with the Wizards, like if you look at their points per game, they're up there with the top teams right now. It's just like kind of like the Nets is just their defense, and then what it comes down to, from what I've seen, they're just doing stupid shit towards the end of the game, which costs them the game because they're in contention to win the games. But I think that's something
Bill
that's
still trying to adjust to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all think Bradley Beal finally gonna be an All-Star this year?
Yeah, for sure.
He better.
Oh, he's been All-Star, right? Already?
Nah.
Nah, I don't think so.
I swear he's been all.
I thought last year was the one he was supposed to get. He got robbed. Unless he
Yeah,
was.
I know he got robbed last year, but I don't recall him being an All-Star ever.
Was he an injured All-Star, like an injury reserve type one?
I thought that was just Booker that like never got his.
I don't even know.
Maybe.
But he definitely got robbed last
year. Yeah, you're right.
He was an All-Star.
I mean,
All-Star 2018
That's
to 19.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's great.
I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Damn. But yeah. So with Wall being there, let's say that James Harden, actually stays there for the remainder of the year and doesn't get traded as well too. With the addition of Christian Wood, John Wall, Boogie Cousins, you have a superstar in Harden, and the same pieces that you had last year with a new coach. What do you think the ceiling is for the Houston Rockets this year? Because I feel like on paper, especially right now, I think my only thing is Boogie playing, because I thought he looked like Boogie Bowl in the preseason, but it just seems like it's really just going to depend on if teams decide to go small, if he's going to play or not as well. But what do you think the ceiling is for the Houston Rockets this year if James Harden stays there?
Yeah, at max, I'd probably say second round exit. Just because it's going to be as good. Wood isn't really a good defender. Cousins obviously isn't a good defender, especially after those injuries. So based on that, yeah, second round at best. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Wall though. That's my guy.
What about you, Daryle?
I got first round exit. I mean, if you look at it right now, I feel like right now, if the playoff started today, they'll play the Phoenix Suns. I don't think they can beat Phoenix.
I think they can beat Phoenix.
Yeah,
I think Harden can. I think Harden and Wall can beat Phoenix.
Chris
Phoenix
Paul almost beat the niggas
by himself. You had Devin. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just so early saying the players started. Like,
I'm just
play 5 games. Like, I don't know yet.
Cam Johnson gonna drop 30 a game against the fucking
Rockets.
Yeah. That's crazy. So with James Harden, I feel like he just been getting slighted so much this year as well too, and mostly because of how he's been carrying himself off the court. Obviously, going to the strip club, going to hanging out with the baby with no mask and all that shit, X, Y, and Z. But and the motherfucker looked like he gained about 40 pounds as well too. But he's still he's a bucket, still putting up 30 plus, getting hella assists, drawing the double team, kicking out to the nice shooter. He's doing James Harden things as well too. If you're the GM, are you going to keep him there because he's still under contract, or do you look to actually ship him? And if you do ship him, where are you going to ship him at?
They already looking. They're just trying to see the best they could get.
That's facts.
I mean, honestly, I feel like, because Sixers are kind of hooping right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the best package would be for Ben Simmons. That's the best thing.
Even with the Sixers being 5-1, bro, I'm still training for James Harden now, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
It sucks they couldn't do like Tobias Harris, and if Fultz would have turned out better, and they could have just traded Fultz instead. If they kept him.
Tobias getting paid like what, 30, 35 million, something like that?
Yeah, he getting like the max.
That's OD. That's OD. Yeah, I would trade him as well to the Philly right now. I mean, looking at the other teams, I don't really know. I mean, I heard from some source, and they said that even though Dinwiddie got injured, he could still potentially be part of a trade package, but I don't really see him going to another team besides Brooklyn still or Philly. I just don't see any other team trading for him unless they want to do like PG for him or something like that. I'll be cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That'd
that'd
be
be
tough.
nice.
So, and that would actually complement John Wall and Boogie much better too. It would. So that would actually be kind of tough. I would like that, but
Don't sleep on Miami. We got some pieces that we could move. Hero,
Who would you be
but
going?
I mean, I hear and then don't hear like
Precious.
they're trying to keep
Nigga trying to rob.
Yeah, they're saying they don't want to get rid of Hero Robinson. I'm getting rid of them.
Yeah,
Come on, bro. I like both of them, but
easy.
if you can get a superstar who you can argue on any given night is a top 5 player, you trade for him.
Yeah,
if you're
for
not
sure.
trading, if you're not trading your superstar, and you can get a superstar, and like you making that happen.
Yeah, that's
so
easy.
That's dumb as hell too. So, what I also want to talk about right now is that guy that worked out with T Mac for a little bit a couple years back, Jaylen Brown. Finally got the coming out party right now. Played 6 games so far, averaged 28 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 57% from the field and 38% from 3. Free throw percentage could be a little bit better, but it's gonna go up from here. But damn, it seems like Gordon Hayward was kind of holding him back. You know what I'm saying? They had to share those touches, but we saw glimpses of what he could do, but now he's putting his arsenal on full fucking display, and this shit is fucking ridiculous. I remember you said that he had the chance to be slightly better than Tatum when it's all said and done. Now I'm actually starting to believe that shit too. He's playing like a damn MVP right now. You being a Celtics fan, just a fan of the young talent in Boston. What are your thoughts on Jaylen Brown right now?
You know what's funny is on draft day, I remember stupidly. I was like, "Nigga, if y'all don't take Dunn, I just called Jaylen Brown. I looked at his tape. I was like, why'd y'all do this? This nigga look sloppy. It looked like he just be driving to the basket with his head down.
That was the case.
Yeah,
that was the case.
I mean, he looked like someone like Stanley Johnson. Yeah. That's the type of player he looked like. But I mean, that boy put in work. And he said he went to Cal, which is a top school, so he's always been pretty smart. He a baller. It's crazy that like his mid range is like money now.
Yeah.
He got the 3. His handle is way better. Like he got some wiggle now. He could drop the ball because before like first 2 years, he make a move or 2 turnover. Like he couldn't handle it. So yeah, he definitely has progressed. And my 2 dogs, boy, we just need one more piece in the championship.
Kemba.
What you mean? Kemba out right now. Honestly, I would have traded
James.
So for what the Bucks had to give up to get Jrue Holiday, I would have tried to get Jrue Holiday.
Yeah, I wonder, if they could have traded like Kemba to wherever and get Jrue. I still feel like we need like a solid big man.
Yeah, Tristan.
Even though Tristan was Thompson's a little bit more. He's better than the options we had last year for sure. Mm-hmm. Just because he could defend better, like he could switch out, still defend, he protects the rim decently, gets rebounds, offensive rebounds. I thought they said he was working on a jumper. I ain't see that shit yet.
Man, we ain't gonna see no goddamn.
Yeah, cause like last year, like we was Bam away from going to the finals. Like Tice couldn't finish around the rim. He was just getting bullied in the. Yeah, it was all bad.
Kemba was hurt too. In the Celtics' defense,
he was hurt. The 2 first
games,
right?
I mean, they've been getting a little unlucky with injuries in the playoffs because like they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals twice and they had injuries. But I mean, it's part of the game. Even with those injuries, I just feel like if we had just a solid big man that could finish at the rim, and we've been all right.
Now, do you think that Coach Brad Stevens is going to have a talk with Kemba when you return and say, "Yo, you are definitely the 3rd option now. Ain't no questions. Like it's Jaylen Brown
Kemba already know that. Kemba watching the game just like the coach.
Yeah. You can't mess up that. You can't mess up that rhythm as well too. You're finally going to be an all-star as well.
He should be.
I'm just mad it's not going to be no all-star game this year. That would have been hot. But
I thought they said they was thinking about it. Or is it like completely mixed?
I don't know if it's.
I don't know if it's
might.
completely Knicks. I mean, if they do, that would be dope. I mean, just make sure they quarantine and just go out there and go hoop. That would be dope.
Because essentially you could just do a bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's only a week.
Last year All-Star game was lit too, so yeah. So
you had to do it for Mamba. But obviously it seems like the Celtics always get to the
yeah.
I forgot how they switched up right there.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, because they had on one squad to close out the game. They had Chris Paul with Bron, Kawhi, Harden, and AD.
Yeah.
Like,
and the fucking with
Giannis don't know how to pick a damn team.
He had Kyle Lowry. He had Kyle Lowry on the squad. And that's my guy, but come on.
No wonder he chose to stay in the Bucks. He don't know how to pick no team.
Didn't he pick Middleton first out of loyalty? All right, I ain't gonna pick you first. Come on, man.
He would have been there 5 picks later, bro.
He said, I gotta go with my guy.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, man, that guy's interesting. But with the Celtics going to the Eastern Conference Finals past, seems like every damn year for real. Do you see them having problems getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, or you think because of Jaylen Brown's arrival, they can get right back there? Because it seems like the Bucks have gotten better. The Nets are still there. I feel like Miami still just needs to get Jimmy back in the form and whatnot. They're figuring things out as well, too. You got the emergence of the Pacers and Sabonis coming out party as well, too. And like you said, the 76ers are playing very well. The East is pretty tough, but you think they can get to the conference finals this year?
Don't forget about the Hawks.
We'll talk about them a little later, too. But you think they can get back to the conference finals?
Nah, it's going to be tough. Just because because I mean, when you was talking the whole time, I was like, dang, I was like, Bucks and the Nets gonna be a problem. Then you said the Sixers, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
So you gotta, I mean, that's 2 teams or 3 teams you'll probably have to beat in order to get to the conference finals. You definitely got to play at least one of them or 2 of them. So it's gonna be tougher. Unless hopefully Kemba comes back better. I mean, I like the addition to. What I'm really hoping for though is I need that rookie Naismith because he's supposed to be a shooter, and that's one of the things we struggle with, especially while we lost to the Heat and struggled with the Raptors because once they hit us with the zone, we really ain't have like spot up shooters like Tatum. He's cold, he can hit threes, but he's not really a spot up shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So we need at least one more that could shoot threes and defend. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough road to the finals, but. Next year, bro.
I feel like you always say next year.
Next year, man. We 2 years away.
Like I said, y'all just a big away, bro. Just a solid big away, and it's a wrap. Actually, y'all could have tried to get something for Gordon. I don't know.
I mean, we
tried,
but
he was. You think Miles Turner would be a nice fit for y'all?
Not really.
He'd be a decent upgrade. A decent upgrade.
He'd be a minimal, not really a decent, because he's not. Sabonis would have been an upgrade.
Oh, yeah, y'all ain't getting Sabonis. Y'all not getting him.
I mean, he was a unrestricted agent, so I mean, you're asking for a lot to try to trade and get a good piece for him. But niggas could just sign him for free.
Yeah. There's always seems to be an emergence of a new team that's up and coming. Obviously, we had the Warriors dynasty. We had the exciting Denver Nuggets, the whole trust the process with the 76ers. The Suns, who finished off 8-0 in the bubble and are currently number 1 in the West right now too, and even the Bucks with Giannis coming out of nowhere as well too. And now we got the newest team, which is the Atlanta Hawks right now. I believe they're 4-2. They added a lot of pieces on their team as well. They're top 5 in points per game. And then they have 7 players who are scoring over double digits right now as well, too. And they kind of remind me of the Warriors in the sense of how they move the ball and how they have so much depth as well, too. And this is probably, like, I know I told you, like, a couple weeks ago, players that I'm excited to watch. But as far as teams now, like I said, with how many talented teams there are in the East and West now, like I'm tuning in to the Atlanta Hawks on a daily basis as well too. But what are your thoughts on the Atlanta Hawks this year? And do you think they can, shock everyone and make the playoffs this year?
Me?
Anybody? Open the floor for anybody.
I think they first we gotta, when we talk about emerging teams, you gotta win first for me to consider you emerging.
I mean, you winning, but what are
Yeah,
you talking?
so-
When you say winning, are you meaning championship? Because
No, I'm
it's
talking
very-
about you. I'm talking about you have to
Playoffs.
one of you playoffs. You have, so they are up and coming team to me. I still want to see how they look later on in the season. I want to see how that rotation, like what rotations they use. I really do like DeAndre Hunter a lot. I didn't think he was gonna be this good. Honestly, he's really good. Again, I want to see how Bogdanovich and Cam are gonna play, like how their minutes are gonna like look in the playoffs, because they're gonna be a playoff team. I just have to see them win or play in the playoffs, because right now they're doing what they're supposed to do. You win games with a very talented roster. Now do it in the playoffs to me. That's what you gotta do.
I mean, they looking good, and thankfully they saw that rookie Oneka coming soon.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he can put in some good minutes. But I mean, I feel like they still got to pay Collins because he's due.
Yeah.
And they didn't try to resign him yet, but I mean, yeah, it's still early 6 games. But the only thing I didn't like about how they kind of went all in this summer is just, yeah, they went all in, but do you ever think they could win a championship with that team?
No.
I feel like they was probably just one more year away. Hopefully, they could have got like Cade or somebody this summer, and then put in bread, get free agents or whoever. But yeah, Gallo. I mean, I did like the Bogo. I did like that one, but Gallo, that was kind of a waste to me.
He's hurt right now too.
My thing is though, do you wait if you the GM, Jew, and make Trae Young mad, or do you go get talents? Because Trae looking at Luka like Luka winning, and I know
Trae not going nowhere. He's gonna be locked up for another 6 years at the least.
That's crazy. But
honestly, man, the upside is they can. Honestly, it just depends on how their young talent progresses for real. Like if Cam Reddish comes into his own, they can keep Collins. Hunter continues to play the way he's playing as well. They got Capella, they got Gallinari, they got Round. They got players. My biggest thing is probably just their defense, but I think they can get to the playoffs and give a team a scare in the first round. Probably win like 2 games.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, thankfully, because I was worried they was going to start Gallo and Bogo.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they're keeping Hunter in because he's a way better defender, and Reddish is a pretty decent defender too. So thankfully, they starting those boys.
Yeah, for sure. There's always those teams that are kind of, what you're getting out of them, right? So as far as like those small market teams, like what you're getting out of Milwaukee, what you're getting out of Denver, what you're getting out of Utah. And one of those teams right now is probably Indiana. Right now, they're second in the East. They're 4-2. On paper, they probably have, you can argue, one of the best starting 5 lineups. I think TJ Warren just went down, so that kind of sucks as well too. But Sabonis has been playing. Obviously, he was the first-time All-Star, I believe, last year. But he's up this game more this year as well. So I think he's averaging 20, 11, and 6, which is actually ridiculous. Obviously, right now, you could say he's the best player on his team. Do you think that Sabonis, being that he's the best player on this team, can he be the best player on the championship team? Or do you have to have a guy like Oladipo come back into form for them to actually be taken serious? Because I feel like they're going to get to the playoffs if they're healthy, but I see another first-round exit as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're one of the classic cases of they're just a decent team that can make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's about it.
That roster is not. They're not, championship contenders anyway. Like, there's no way. Well, they're probably the 5th, 6th best team in the East.
Yeah.
Healthy when they're healthy.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. I mean, I know we talked about the Wizards as well too, but like I said, it seems like when Russ puts up a triple-double, they do lose. You can blame a lot of things on like why they've been losing. With Rui Hachimura been out the lineup. Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook trying to mesh together as well too, and just situational basketball when it's crunch time as well too. Those little things that are adding up to those L's. Now, if they continue to lose and don't start winning, let's say they after 20 games they're like 6-14. I don't know how I don't know how when you trade how it works out. Like when they can become available for another trade. Do you see the Wizards trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook, or he's staying in the whole year?
I mean, I'm sure they want to get rid of him, but I don't know who's gonna take
Yeah.
it.
I mean, he did the whole year, bro. The rest gonna be in DC the whole year.
Yeah.
If you get rid of him, then
Yeah.
Bill's gonna like, I'm done.
Yeah. So he's there for the whole year. No team gonna try to pay Russ 30. What he making 30+ million?
Probably 40.
40. No, ain't no team. He's there for the whole year.
Yeah, we got three more years, 2 more
Yeah.
years. Yeah, we have to get used to the East Coast.
Yeah, he going the next team probably Detroit Pistons for Russ. For real.
Yeah.
So the Bucks are 3-3. And it just seems like they're just trying to figure out how to play together with their new big three as well too. But what I've liked seeing from them, even if they've lost, they just seem like with Drew Holiday being there, he looks like him and Chris Middleton can share that role of being that go-to guy towards crunch time as well too. So it allows Giannis just to be Giannis as well too. I haven't really seen anything improve from Giannis yet, from his half-court scoring ability. But with the addition of Drew Holiday, I know it's early as well too, and you said a little bit earlier that they seem like they're going to be a tough out. Do you think with the current construct of this roster and the landscape of the East, they can actually get to the finals this year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's between them and the Nets. And I'd probably give Bucks the edge just because of their defense. But yeah, like you said, Giannis is still kind of struggling with that half-court offense. So, yeah. I mean, I feel like at least that series is probably, a toss-up, to be honest. Just because Nets do have that firepower, but on the flip side, I mean, they got Drew for Kyrie. They got Middleton. Hopefully, Giannis finally takes that that step in
next step.
body. And so he guard KD, and they got the best pieces to guard KD and Kai. So
with no love for the defending Eastern Conference champions. They still gotta go through them, dog.
I mean, they
not
just one of those
bubble no
teams
more.
that they just don't. Hey, I think they're gonna be one of those teams where we don't talk about them the whole year, and then once we get to the playoffs, it's like, all right, let's see what's good. Because man's been looking very, very nice. Jimmy been battling ankle injury. He just came back. Tyler Hero's finally their full-time starting point guard, and George is coming off the bench right now. Duncan looks a lot better as well. They need to start playing this one guy called KZ. He's kind of tough. He's like a little mini Giannis. And they added Avery Bradley. They got everything they need, but I think they just got to get healthy. And then once they're fully healthy and Eric Spoelstra figures out the rotation, I think they'll start to take off as well too. So that's just one of the under the radar teams. But right now, like Juice said, I got the Bucks or Nets right now, which leads me into my next topic, the Philadelphia 76ers. At first, when they got Daryl Morey, I was like, yeah, this isn't the move. But Daryl Morey loves shooters. One thing that they lacked was shooting the past couple years, especially when they lost JJ and whatnot. So they added your boy Seth Curry. They added Danny Green, who still looked like he ain't doing shit. Still a threat offensively. And it looks like they're more so focused on the offense being generated through Joel Embiid now. And obviously they got Coach Doc Rivers as a new coach as well. Are you surprised that they're off to this hot start? And then do you think that's something that they can sustain throughout the entirety of the season as well too?
I mean, if niggas remember when, what's his name? Tobias Harris was with the Clippers, he was hooping, and that was with Doc.
Yeah.
And he's keeping balling this season. I mean, it's only, 6 games? But
yeah.
I know he kind of struggled that first or second game, but since then, he's actually been playing very well. So, I mean, if he could keep that up, hopefully, I'm tired of saying it, if Ben gets a little bit more aggressive, they gonna be a tough out. I mean, Joe, I feel like this year Joe is taking that step, and he's been putting in work, being more dominant as that big man in the middle. So they're gonna be a tough out. They got shooters. Thankfully, Morey came and brought that to them. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna be tough. They got defense because you got Ben Simmons and Embiid. They took terrific defenders. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see because they're gonna have to play the Nets or Bucks, to again.
Hey, they got some size for the Nets too, for sure. That's just gonna be crazy.
This Philly team is tough, man.
Embiid gonna bust Allen and DeAndre Jordan ass again with foul trouble, so that could be scary. But like you said, the wild card is Ben Simmons, bruh. You saying if he gonna be aggressive? I don't see him being aggressive. I see him basically being the same as he was the past couple of years. I don't see him
he probably is
or nothing. So if he's not aggressive, then I think they can still get far, but they won't get to where they want to go to.
I think low key, I feel like they have a better chance of beating the Nets just because Kyrie struggles with those tall, ass niggas. You could put Ben on Kyrie and you could put Harris on KD. I mean, KD gonna just let that nigga score. If you can at least stop Kai, you got a chance. You got Embiid to destroy Allen and Jordan. So that'll be a series.
That would be a hot series. I would like to see that. See, I like Boston as well too, but I want to see Giannis redeem himself against the Miami Heat. So depending on how that matches up,
you don't want
like
that smoke
in the second round semifinals.
I'm not sold on the Heat, especially this year.
Come on, man.
I mean, even before the bubble, they was like decent. They weren't like someone we got to worry about.
Mm-hmm. then the whole East had to worry about them niggas.
just 3 teams.
Yeah, but I really do think the Bucks are going to be tougher to beat in the playoffs now. I think. Damn, if Middleton, I hope Middleton don't have that PG syndrome, bro. Like he be looking so nice in the regular season. Granted, he played pretty well with Giannis going down against the Heat by himself, but I think he's ready now.
I mean, but even like when you think back on how the Bucks lost, I mean, it's really Giannis ain't really like hoop like that.
Yeah.
So you can't even blame Middleton. Like if Giannis would have did his thing, dropped 30 a game, whatever, and Middleton was ass or like PG, then you could put some blame on him. But I feel like Greek gotta take that next step and really be a superstar and drop like 30 a game, dominate the game. And we haven't really seen that yet in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. So Suns are number 1 in the West right now. Obviously, as one of the teams you guys like watching, your boy Cam's up there as well too, D-Book and whatnot. I think it's great when you're in the Western Conference and you come out to a hot start because later down the line, it seems like people are just going to be fighting for positioning as well too. So the fact that they're already slightly ahead is great, and then it also just validates Chris Paul's leadership and his desire to win. No matter what team you put them on, they're gonna get put in position to be in the playoffs as well too. But what are your thoughts on the Phoenix Suns thus far this year?
They got every piece you need, to be honest.
They got everything.
They got a point guard. They got a scoring shooting guard. They got shooters.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges is a great 3-and-D player, and they got Ayton as a big man. So you got every piece you need to win. So
you got a solid bench.
Yeah,
you got a very solid bench. Yeah.
I was a little worried about their interior defense, but I mean, so far with the 6 games they played, I think they're like top 5 in defense. I think opponents are only averaging like 97 points per game or something like that as well too. So that's been pretty interesting for me as well too. So my only thing now is just health, especially CP3. There was actually a play when they were playing. I forgot what team they were playing last, but CP3 had the mid-range shot to end the game. I thought he popped his Achilles, bruh.
And someone actually did step on his shoe.
Yeah, he turned around, looked like someone kicked him. I was like, oh, fuck, man, not right now.
It's funny, because they always be like, it felt like someone kicked my foot. Thankfully, someone actually did step on his shoe.
I was a little shook, but damn, I know, there's been some players that have come back in the West, but with John Wall, Steph Curry being back, which are backcourt players as well too. D-Book, do you think D-Book is gonna be a backcourt player? An all-star for the backcourt this year as well too?
Yeah, especially because they're gonna be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get that nod
for sure.
Has Murray never made the All-Star, has he? Huh?
No.
Murray?
No. Yeah. He made the bubble All-Star.
Hey, Bubba Murray, man.
Yeah, nah. I mean, Booker definitely make it. Shit.
Yeah.
Low key, Steph might not make it this year.
Nah, Steph gonna make it. I think so. I think just for name recognition.
From a popularity standpoint.
But he putting up decent stats. He putting up decent stats.
Yeah, I mean, that was the next team I was going up to, man. What's good in Pelican Bay, Bad? what's going? I don't even want to say anything. I just want to hear from you. You are the ultimate fan, Warriors fan, and whatnot. What are you seeing that's going on? Do you think you guys can still make the playoffs this year? And yeah, just give me your whole spill, your little rant.
I mean, shit, after 5-6 years of seeing these niggas make jump shots was way different until like the past few days. I feel like I've never seen so many brick shots. And it's even the crazy thing is like it's just indicative to who my teams are right now. Because even the Tar Heels, I'm watching them dudes, and I've never seen so many open brick shots. Like we just there's no shooting. Like Wiggins, clank, Oubre just be clanking. And in order for us to make the playoffs, we just gonna have to hit shots.
You remember back in the day when they used to shoot the ball, you just used to be like, damn, niggas about to miss the shot. Like, now it's like, damn, please make the shot. You used to yell at somebody for leaving them open. Like, yell at them. Now it's like, go ahead, do your thing, kid.
Shoot. Yeah, I mean, like, I do like what I see from Wiseman, but you can tell he's a rookie, so he still has to figure out, where I need to be on defense.
Especially.
How to like finish around the rim a little better, how to use my body. But I mean, he also has to get stronger, which is just going to come in time. But we'll see what happens with Draymond when he gets his rhythm and conditioning up. I mean, I've been seeing posts saying people have been saying Curry got to run more pick and rolls, but they could do that. They're going to trap Curry, and we still want to have Oubre taking jump shots. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I mean, Curry, he's going to have to do so. I mean, Wiggins has been playing a little better because he has been just driving to the rim more. He just has to either, try to work on drawing that foul or finishing at the rim. But
Quick question. Do you Reading trading Wiggins for D'Angelo Russell?
No.
Not really, just because Wiggins definitely would have fit better. I mean, because we also came into the season thinking
Clay was going to be playing too.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I was like, I think Wiggins as a third option would have been dope. I mean, because he's been averaging like 20 his whole career. All we need is about 18, 16. And he's gonna get way better looks with Steph and Clay.
Oh, Clay, what y'all miss Clay, man. Clay, what?
Yeah, that's my guy.
With Draymond.
And Wiseman.
Wiseman's getting better and better each game.
That was gonna be tough.
How you feel about y'all bench aside from what's his name? Pascal, the Liberian dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Pascal is going to be a little better once he was starting because Draymond was out, but he's been put back to the bench. He's been playing better off there, but I was hoping Poole was going to be a little better this year. Brad Wanamaker was very, very solid for Boston last year. He's been decent this year. I'm expecting a little bit more for him. That's really it.
This shit sound mad sad.
I also thought Looney was gonna be better, but I'm off him. That dude, he's garbage, bro. I ain't gonna say that. He's an NBA player, but he just ain't been playing well this year.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Was like some lesser known dudes, like Small Jinick or some shit like that. I think he's been hurt, so he's supposed to come back. He like a big man that could shoot. And then I forgot, it was like number 95. He all right, but yeah. Like I mean, it was supposed to be Clay. It'd have been dope if like Oubre was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
But if Clay never got hurt, y'all would have never got Oubre though, right?
I think they
probably
still could have.
Not Oubre, but they were still looking to get like another because we had like that trade exception. So they were still looking to get someone else. They just didn't know who yet. Yeah, man.
So I'm not too familiar with the whole trade exception. I know you and Zach are going back and forth with that. What exactly is the trade exception again?
So basically, how like the Celtics did it, they traded away Hayward, and they received like a 28 million trade exception or something like that. But basically, you use that trade exception. You know, like when you do like trade finder or whatever, you got to match the salaries. So normally you use like a player, but with the trade exception, you don't have to use a player. You just use that trade exception to match that $28 million contract.
That's
like Warriors did that. So like Oubre, I think was like 17 million, but they only traded a draft pick, and they traded the trade exception to get Oubre since they're over the cap. So you got to use that.
Damn.
So it's almost like a coupon type of shit.
Like I don't got no money, but I got this
coupon.
Nah, that's pretty fire. That's pretty fire. And thanks for enlightening me about that as well too. The Pelicans are second right now in the West. I'm currently at 4-2, and I got a little excited, uber excited yesterday, just seeing them being down by almost like 15 against the Raptors, coming back. And Brandon Ingram has been playing lights out, man. Is it time to officially declare that he's a superstar, or he has to make it to the playoffs and have a nice series? What are your thoughts on him? And then also, what are your thoughts on Zion as well too? And what are your expectations for the Pelicans?
There's only 4 superstars in the NBA. It's LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kawhi, and probably Anthony Davis.
And Anthony Davis. Harden not a superstar.
Yeah, Harden.
Okay, 6. But I feel like
would you say that Jokic is a superstar? I would say he's a superstar.
Ooh.
If he is, he's close. Or if he ain't, he's close.
Tatum not a superstar yet?
He's very, very, very close.
He's close. Okay. I think the superstar conversation means that when you on a team, your team is championship contender. And
I wouldn't say championship contender because we say Dame is a superstar. I say you're a superstar if you're in like the top percent of numbers, and also your game is translating to team success and wins.
And your box office, right?
And
people want to come and see you play.
Yeah.
So I put Dame, I put Steph, I put Kawhi, KD. I put LeBron, AD, Giannis, Harden. Nigga, that's 8 right there. Jokic is 9 right there. So, anyways, thoughts on?
He's on the way. He's on the way.
He's on the way.
He's on the way for sure.
There's no minute restrictions with Zion as well too. So it seems like Zion's one of those players where there's just certain players you put on the floor and they just impact winning as well too. You see that with, like I said, LeBron James. You see that with Chris Paul. You even see that with John Wall, Kawhi Leonard, X, Y, and Z. And I think Zion's that next person as well too. Because at first I'm like, obviously we've never seen a specimen like him before, and obviously he did. I think he had a partially torn MCL or a sprain or something like that last year, whatnot. And then he's on a minute restriction. But I'm like, if you keep him on a minute restriction, we never can see his full potential. I would at least try to see how things pan out. And it seems like they trust his body right now.
Yeah.
Because he's been playing about 31 minutes a game, which is pretty good. I think it should be like 34, 35, but neither here or there. But, they look like they can potentially be one of the best front courts, young front courts. And I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs this year because it's so stacked. But I like what they're doing right now. Do y'all think they can make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, for sure. The Pelicans? I think they can. I mean, you think about it, they're the number 2 seed right now in the West. Houston, to me, if they trade James Harden, that's a spot that they can potentially fight for. Unless y'all think Sacramento.
I still think even if they trade Harden, I mean, they're gonna get something slight in return. I think John Wall can. I don't know. He's just one of those players who I think they can carry a team to the playoffs.
Not this the West, bro. What CJ McCollum said, you can't hide in the West. But I think like
going crazy.
Yeah. But I just think that with Brandon Ingram emerging and Zion and Lonzo playing well, I think they have enough. I mean, if you got Phoenix, the Clippers, Los Angeles, Utah, Portland, Sacramento, and Houston, and the Spurs, and Dallas, and Memphis. I think they can beat off some teams. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard because Because Chris
Still
Stats.
kind of feel.
Go ahead.
I still kind of feel like Pelicans are just kind of figuring out what pieces they want and have. I mean, they got like Bledsoe, Adams, they got Jackson, they got Kyra Lewis.
Yeah.
They haven't really been played, so I just feel like they're kind of in that situation where they're just kind of seeing what they have. I mean, they still didn't pay Ball yet, which I think he gonna get paid because I feel like each year he has been improving. Because this year, I watched a few of his games. That nigga has been running pick and rolls, stopping at the mid range and hitting those. So like, Ball been putting in work, yo.
He trying to get paid too. So
I just feel like I don't think they're a playoff team yet, but I think they're still trying to figure out what they had. They also traded, Bledsoe and got all those picks for him. So
they can make some
moves.
Next year they'll make. I think next year, some moves.
They're a team that has a lot of like pieces that could be moved.
Mm-hmm.
So I think next year they're gonna get to the playoffs.
What if you use those pieces and go after James Harden? I heard that there's a lot of pieces you can go get James Harden with those pieces.
But I don't know if they have enough because obviously they're probably gonna try to keep Bi and Zion. So outside of that, I don't know if they have.
You got picks. You got
enough for Harden. They have enough for like
a Paul George type player.
Yeah, like probably even Bill, like that type of level.
Bill, Brandon Ingram, Zion. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Damn. I have to agree with that. That would be tough as well too. I don't think Bill rocking anytime soon unless he verbally expresses his disinterest in playing with the Wizards. I feel like he there for a while.
If them niggas keep losing,
yeah, he gonna be winning. he gonna force his way out.
Facts. So I didn't even know Ju and Zach brought to my attention that Rudy Gobert signed a 5-year, $205 million contract the other day.
That nigga touching money.
That's crazy, man. I pulled up some career highlights for him, and I'm trying to make it make sense in my head on why they paid him so much. He's one of 10 players to win multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. He has the second best field goal percentage in NBA history at 64%. He has the second most blocks in the NBA since entering the league in 2013-14, over 1,000. He has 1,030. And he has the league best 50.8 opponents field goal percentage at the rim since 2013-14, a minimum of 1,500 field goal attempts defended as well, too. Do you think he's worth that money? Because if you look at his position in particular, the market for a big of his nature was probably anywhere between $10 to $15 million a year. Now, granted, you are eligible if you make a specific team, if you meet specific credentials. And I think he was all NBA, and then he was also defensive player. Was he defensive player of the year as well too? So no, that was Giannis. I think he was the one before that. So do you think he's worth $40 million a year? Because that's kind of crazy. Then you also look at it like it's a small market team. So I mean, if you let him rock, you're not going to really get anything in return for him as well too. So it makes sense why they would overpay him. They kind of always do that. But what are your thoughts on that?
Oh man,
I ain't like to say you worth as much as someone will pay you, but
facts.
That's their money, not mine. I'm just glad my team didn't offer that dude $40 million per year.
It's crazy because when you make that much money, you saying Rudy Gobert is just as good as Joker, Joel Embiid, Cat, and Anthony Davis. You saying he's an elite level center, and defensively he probably has a case. But
I don't think they say that. I mean, for like small market teams, they can't say that because sometimes they do have to overpay to keep a high quality player.
But you could have gave him less than that. Where else he gonna go? Because no other team is gonna give him $200 million.
I feel like they didn't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
They didn't have to give him the max. They could have gave him like $200 million and whatever. Divide that by 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and then now it's like, all right, we know what you bring to the table now, but do you think with him getting that much money, the expectations are raised a little bit higher now? Do you see him expanding his range and developing a mid-range shot or even post moves? Like,
I mean,
because
they want to
you
run
can literally
Donovan
have
Mitchell
It look
out.
like you can have Clint if Clint Capella healthy. You can literally have Clint Capella on that team, basically, bro.
I mean, I wonder how much he paying the media because they love that guy. I don't really see it with them.
Yeah, that joint crazy. That joint crazy. So last thing I want to end off with you guys' opinion. What are your early thoughts on these rookies and who is standing out to you right now? And then who do you think is gonna? I know it's early, but who will be your favorite right now for rookie of the year? We'll start with you, Daryle, and go to you, Ju.
Ooh. I think LaMelo. Excuse me, LaMelo is playing better. But I think Wiseman for real. Wiseman really surprised me. So early on, he'll probably be my rookie of the year, just because I didn't think he would be doing what he's doing and showing signs of like brilliance, like the way he's showing. He's tough on the pick and roll. He got a good touch. I don't know. I think he's averaging double digits and double digit rebounds, or a little less than 10 rebounds a game. So it looks like, and he hasn't played since last year. So imagine if he actually played and got some experience. So I think Wiseman has been very impressive. He'll probably, if the season ended today, he'll probably be my rookie of the year.
You, Ju? Who you've been impressed by, and then who you think is gonna take that rookie
I
of the
was
year?
kind of high on Halliburton going into the draft. He's been playing very well with the Kings. I'll probably just pick him just in the sense that he has been playing well, but he's also like playing winning basketball. So he's there in the money time. He's he's there end of the game, making big plays, hitting big shots. So I'll go with him. He just obviously has to just get his stats up because people like Ball has been putting up pretty good stats. And Edwards has been having huge games, but how sometimes they kind of like to give it to players that are making impacts on the team. So far, I think it's really just been Halliburton. Okoro, he was playing well for the Cavs in the preseason. I think he's been hurt like the past few games. So we'll see what he does when he comes back too. It's another one to keep your eye out on.
Keep an eye on for Anthony Edwards too. Just want to say.
Yeah, and my boy Corey Anthony.
Yeah, he hooping too. He hooping.
I had him as my projection. I had him as my projection in the rookie of the year. They just needed to make him the starter. They need to make him the starter and just let him go.
Yeah, Fultz started off high. He's kind of tailed off, but he just need to get some more burn. I mean, it's kind of hard too because he's coming off the bench and like Ross is that 6-man in the score, so like he's kind of getting all the looks and shit. So
yeah,
it's gonna be a tough one for Cole to get rookie of the year. But I mean, I like what I see from the boy. Even at UNC, like they struggle, but you could tell like Cole Anthony had that pro level game. Like all his like highlights are like pro moves. So he been a dog. So we're gonna see how his future turns out.
Crazy. Because obviously Brandon Ingram won, most improved player last year, but you can also argue that should have went to Devontae Graham. Looked like he kind of took a step back. Do you see somewhere down the line he loses his starting role and they start LaMelo, or you think they're going to let LaMelo be a true rookie and come off the bench and really learn the game and develop?
Yeah, maybe
and
they might.
Become starter?
Maybe they trade Graham like before the trade deadline because I think he's due for a contract this year. Maybe some team needs a shooter and maybe he'll turn it around there. But yeah, I think Ball at some point Ball got to take those minutes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You drafted him number 3.
He gonna have to start. Yeah.
You got Terry. He's been going crazy too. But you got Terry and Hayward to help him too. So yeah, it's time to start Ball. And I feel like out of those 3 or those 2 guards, I'd rather put Dante to the bench.
Yeah. But shoot, that was pretty much, all the topics that we have for now. Like I said, I know it's pretty early with the NBA season, so we're just going to continue to monitor everything that's going on as well too. But I know it's been a fast turnaround, but it's been very fun to watch. There's always something to watch as well too. So I expect nothing but a level of excellence as well. I was gonna talk about the Clippers, but I'm gonna wait a couple weeks to see how they pan out as well too. We'll save that for another day as well. But any last words you guys want to say before we end this episode?
Shout out, show, man. It's always a pleasure rocking with you, man. You know, it's my brother Jew. You know what I mean? It's always a pleasure rocking with you. Shout out to my homie.
Show. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate you having me on again, yo. It's been a minute.
No problem. I get another one with Zach as well too. I like his analytical takes on stuff. So
that would have
been dope.
Got the nerd.
He the Woj. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was episode 99 of the Seezus Show. Make sure to subscribe on all forms of social media at the Seezus Show. Ask their Seezus. We out.
All right, yo.